Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com. Hey y'all, it's Mary Payne here, Pink Shade. It's me again on Monday, because guess what? On Mondays, we're going to talk about Match Me Abroad in one episode and Love During Lockup on another episode. You get me and Keisha 2 times on Mondays for 3 weeks. Hey Keisha.
Whoop. Hey Mary Payne, I'm so excited.
I know. Wow. Talking
Yeah.
about this show, it just does something to your heart. It makes you feel good.
It does. It makes you feel good that you're not living that life,
Yes.
and and just how things could have gone if you had made like one wrong turn somewhere in life. So yeah, this was a
I
good
think
episode.
it's really good. And Love During Lockup isn't always as good
No.
because you're never really getting the inmates.
Yes, I agree. But they came out with a bang of a
They
start.
sure did.
They did.
Sure
Yeah.
did. We have a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right
Alrighty.
into it. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to start where the episode starts. By the way, so on your DVR, it will say season 4, episode 42.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody? Anybody understand what the hell that means? Anybody? No?
The
No?
math ain't mathin'. That's what we say.
Mm-mm.
They cannot get it right when you go look for it. I'm just like, huh? What? I'm like, look, we're used to it. James was asking about that. I'm like, we're just used to it at this point. The episodes.
People in the Facebook group were like, I'm trying to find it. And people are like,
Yeah,
you're going to have to look for episode 42. They're like, say what?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the screener says season 4 F, episode
Okay,
1. Okay. I don't know what the F stands
okay.
for. But there we go.
Felon. It stands for felon.
It stands for felon. Okay. All right. Maybe
Yeah,
it stood for final. I don't know. I think I'm going to ask
I
my
don't know.
girl over there at
You
AMC
should.
Networks. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need answers about this. We really do.
Yeah. If I could figure that out, I think I should get a bonus.
Yeah, most
From who? I
definitely.
don't know. I'm
I
self-employed.
don't know, but get bonus yourself.
Bonus myself. Oh my God. So we're going to start off with Jade and Chris. Okay. So
Mhm.
Jade is a 33. She's an influencer. And Chris is 39, and he's in for burglary and identity theft. So again, Jade's title of her job is
Mhm.
influencer.
Uh-huh.
And Chris, also known as Brian Austin Green, David Silver
Uh-huh.
from 90210.
Yes.
Um,
After doing a hard time. Yes.
mhm, mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he is in prison in Rapid City, South Dakota, minimum unit, and she's in Naples, Florida. I prefer Naples, Florida myself, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and you know what? Now that you mention that, we see so often that the girl who's on the outside will move closer to the prison, but that's
Hmm.
not the case here. She bought a whole house in Florida.
She's like, I live in Naples, like a super
Yeah.
fancy. Yeah, I mean that's an expensive house and everything because I mean she
Mhm.
lives in a very affluent area. Very interesting.
Yes, it is. That
Mm-hmm.
influencer money mixed with a little bit of Native American money. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Mixed with some of mom and dad's money. Yeah.
Right? Yep.
So we find out right away that these two are married. She's like her phone says
Mhm.
husband. Yeah. So she's getting ready for a party at her house. It's her sister Jessica's 30th birthday. And he
Mhm.
calls and she's like, hey, babe, I'm just getting ready for the party. And I'm wearing the jewelry you got me. Oh my God. And he's like, great. And you just see mom in the background doing eye roll after eye roll.
She's the queen of the eye roll. She was just like, just from her facial expressions and her eye rolls, we could figure out the whole story right there. Like
You're
she
right.
never needed to say a word. I'm like, oh, this is about to be some bullshit right here. And I gotta say, when they showed the prison pictures that
Hmm.
Chris and Jade took, she looks a lot different than what she looks like on the show.
Well,
Or was
she
that just me?
she got that casino money coming in. Yeah.
No, I thought she looked better in the prison photos.
Hmm. Well, maybe it was her outfit. Maybe, because she kind of had on a Morticia Adams situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
she bought
her hair's all
House of
black and
11. It was House of
she's what?
11.
Oh, it was
She
House of
bought it
11?
from
Yeah,
House of
it could have
11.
been.
It
Totally.
as soon as I saw, I'm like, that is some Darcy Stacy kind of dress right there. Like, let me look that up on House of 11. I bet that's where she got it from. But yeah, she just looked. Maybe she did fillers or something like that, or got her lips done. It was
Mhm.
just something different. I couldn't put 'em. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and you mean she looks better before than she looks now.
To me, but it couldn't have been that long ago because they've only been together, what,
Couple of
7,
years.
8 months? Is it a couple of years?
Couple of years, yeah.
They
Mhm.
got married after 7 months.
Yeah, okay, let's see. So I'm like reading what I wrote, like I didn't write it and I forgot it already. Um, and she says, I just was bored and wanted to have a pen pal, but we got married after 7 months. They got married in 2018. They've been married 5 years.
Oh, okay, it's been a minute. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so a lot of time has passed. So, okay, that explains why she may look a little different right there.
Yeah, COVID changed us all, Keisha.
It did. It
Yeah.
did.
So she's like, "Yeah, I gotta go. I'm getting ready for the party with my mom." And he's like, "Okay, well, make sure to tell her happy birthday. When can I call back? When can I call back?" She goes, "I don't know, like in an hour." He goes, "Okay, I'm calling back in an hour." You answer the phone. She's like, "Okay, babe. Okay, bye."
That was her
So
first
she,
mistake.
2 hours.
Sh
So she
she
says,
should have just said, "No.
"We're having a
Call
party."
me, and if you were having a party, I'll talk to you tomorrow." But then again, he is giving her $12,000 a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, that'll make a bitch answer the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
So she says, my name is Jade, and I have two sisters, Johanna and Jessica. We call ourselves the Jardashians. So Chris is incarcerated, but he's Native American, and his family owns a casino. So he gets $10,000 to $12,000 a month, and the money goes into a joint account. So with that money, I bought a house, a car, a camper, and
Mhm.
I have this swimming pool. So yeah.
You know what? Immediately after she said that, he's Native American and they built the casino on, his tribe's land,
Mhm.
I immediately ordered a 23andMe kit because I need to see if I have any Native American in me. So I can they ain't even got to give me $12,000. Just give me 5 and I'll be good. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
And
he's
that's a pretty damn good deal right there.
yeah, and in prison, he's still getting that money. So,
Yeah.
her friends are there and they're out by the pool now getting ready for, doing the party thing, and they're like,
Mhm.
"So, you're living the dream, girl. So here's the question. If he has money, why did he steal? Why is he in prison?"
It's
And
a
she goes
very good question.
and she's like, "Oh my god." Well, so, like, he had a meth problem, and so,
Mhm.
yeah, he was like a drug guy for sure, and he broke into someone's house. He got 32 years. Now my husband
Shit.
comes in the room as this
Mhm.
is on and goes, "Oh, I didn't know," because 'cause I'm sitting up in the bed because 'cause I've been sick, and he goes,
Mhm.
"So I didn't know, you were up here. I thought you were in your office." I said, "No, I'm just more comfortable in the bed." I was like, "I can get headphones or something." He goes, "No, it's fine. I'm just gonna" whatever, he's getting ready for the gym. So he's walking
Mhm.
around, he's listening, right? When
Uh-huh.
he hears this, broke into somebody's house and got 32 years, he goes, "Hold on. No way you did one house break in and you got 32 years. There's gotta be more to
Right.
that story."
Isn't it funny how our husbands have become like experts on certain things just from watching or listening to these crazy ass shows that we watch?
He literally just comes through a room and, like, makes a comment and walks out. He didn't watch anything.
But
He's
he
like,
was
"No, that
that
doesn't sound
like,
right."
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not right. And I was like, 32. Did you rob the White House? Like, what the hell? It's like, it's a lot of
Oh my
time.
god. So she goes, they're like, "Wow." And he goes, "Yeah," because he's like a multiple offender. He's been in prison 7 times before that. They go,
Mm,
"Girl." And she goes, "I could change him. I can fix him." Now she laughs because she knows
really?
that's some bullshit. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, her friends already know this. If she got married
that's
to him
what
in
I was thinking too.
2018,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he's getting out in 2024, so pretty soon.
Okay. All
And
right.
she goes, "Yeah, like our ultimate goal is for him to get out and we're going to have a family because he's a changed man now." So her sister
Yeah.
Jessica arrives and they're all like, "What up, girl? Happy birthday. Whoop, whoop." And they give her
Mhm.
a sash or whatever. they're pouring Dom Perignon into
Yeah.
champagne glasses, and they're all going, "Thank you, Chris."
I know. That's just kind of fucked up. Sorry, couldn't be here. Maybe next year. It's like,
Meanwhile, her phone is just blowing up over and over. It's
yeah.
calling. Then
Mhm.
this is just the funniest thing ever. She brings out a cardboard cutout of Chris on a Roomba. She has a remote control, and he's like, "Ring!" Here he comes out on a Roomba. That shit was
Um,
funny.
that is what her sister should have said, bitch. The next time you throw a birthday party for me, I need a cutout of me to be in attendance, not of the convict who's not even here. I thought that was pretty funny. I didn't expect that at all.
That was hilarious. So our friend goes, "Yeah, you do have a Chris tattoo on your arm, right?" And she goes, "Yeah." And she shows it. And she goes, "I have one on my ass too." Her dad's there going, "Don't show it. Don't show it. Don't show it." So she pulls up her pants and shows on her butt, and she was like, "Yeah, we're committed." So
Oh, that's a kiss of doom right there. I'm a true firm believer that if you get your spouse's or your girlfriend, your boyfriend's name tattooed on you, you don't
mhm,
want to be married forever to that person.
mm-mm.
It's the kiss of doom. It
Remember,
just
what was her name last? Jessica with the K, and the prison guy that was always in the box, and she had never had a tattoo in her life, and got her between her belly button and her hoo ha, her whole
yep,
midsection had his name on it.
yep. Not can't do it. Sorry.
She's since got that covered up, but
I
um,
bet.
anyway, I did a lot of screenshots of this butt
Hmm.
tattoo because it doesn't say Chris. It says something like bride or bird or birdie. It starts with a big B on it.
Well, wasn't it in a heart? I thought it was
Yeah,
inside of a heart. Whatever it's. It
it
didn't say
was.
Chris.
It did not. It started with a B because I was like, like inching that forward to
Uh
try to
huh.
get it. And it says something like bride or bird, but maybe it's his last name. I don't know.
Maybe it's bird,
Um,
like for jailbird,
Stop
something
it.
like that. That's just makes more
If
sense to
y'all,
me
if you go
than
back and
bride.
look at the pictures, because of her when she pulled it up and showed it, the
Mhm.
tattoos on the top of her leg are like big, giant horror movie faces, like
Okay.
Chucky and shit. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
like as
She's
big as
one
the
of those
palm of your
girls.
hand. Huge,
That's a
huge.
lot. And I'm a horror film, fanatic, but
Mhm.
I'm not about to get Freddy Krueger tattooed on my ass cheek.
How
Just
about your upper
don't.
thigh? No?
How about not on my body?
No. No. All right.
No. No thanks.
So Jessica says, this is the sister. Jessica
Mhm.
says, yeah, Jade and Chris, they do love each other, but he does not trust her. And I don't like that about him. So he calls and she picks up and he's like, when you have a party, you never freaking answer the phone. It's not that hard to answer. Like, how much are you drinking? She's like, fireball shots. And he goes, drinking is an issue because that means if you can't answer the phone, then drinking is an issue. And she was like, oh my God, I can't answer the phone every 20 seconds. And she hangs up on him.
Right. Mhm. Mhm.
So she pets her hair some more. She's like, oh my God, why is this so mad at me? And does a fireball shot. They sell those little buckets of fireball shots at the liquor store. And you're
Yes.
like,
Mhm.
who thought this was a good idea?
Because it's not. It's
It's
not
not.
not not for me, not at all.
Mm-mm.
I felt like stomach bubbles just watching them take the shots. I'm like, "Oh gosh, how should heck I can't. I'm too old." No.
Now we get a talking head of Chris, and he says, "Yeah, when she doesn't answer the phone, like I get pretty upset. Like I'm madly in love with her, and I do struggle with
Mhm.
trust issues. My mom was an exotic dancer, and I've seen
Mhm.
men use my mom, and then I've seen my mom do the same. So I've seen the shadiness of women, and that gives me trust issues in general." Well, okay, well you saw it
So
go both ways.
you
So what?
did. So it's not just a female thing, it's a
Mm-hmm.
male thing He's look, you're just bored in prison. Go do a crossword puzzle or some shit like that. You know this girl, you know she's at home because you video called her and she's with their friends and family. I mean, what it's her sister's birthday.
And he's in a minimum security prison, so I guess he
Yeah.
just has FaceTime whenever he wants it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was kind of or is he like in what was that one thing the Louis girl from last season?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, cuz he was able to do the FaceTime thing too, but
He was, like, on a tablet or something? Yeah.
something. I can't remember if he was in a halfway house, but we were like, how the hell is he doing this in prison? But it wasn't like prison.
But you've
We should
seen
know
the,
more about this prison stuff.
I know we should by now.
Yeah.
You've seen the Alec Murdaugh pictures, everybody posts some of those pictures of him from prison. So, they get those remember Dirk? He had
That's
a
right.
tablet, so they
Yeah.
can do it, and he's got plenty of money to put on his books to
Yeah,
FaceTime
that's
whoever
true.
he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, outside, they talk to Mom, Maritza, and they're
Mhm.
asking her, like, "What do you think about this?" And she just starts crying, and she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
toxic relationship," and she cries.
It has to be so bad for her to cry on, like, her first interview for the show. Some bad
Broad
things have
daylight.
happened already. Yeah. Poor
You're right.
lady.
We're gonna find out a lot more.
Mhm.
So outside, Jessica is talking to Johanna. So Johanna is obviously the much older sister. So I don't know
Yes.
if she was from another marriage or what, but it's like she doesn't look like the other two.
Nothing like them. No. Mm-mm.
So Jessica's talking to her and she's saying, yeah, this is awful. She was like, he recommends that she do these things, like throw a party for your
Mhm.
sister. I'll pay for it. But then he
Right.
ruins it by
Right.
calling over and over. And then he starts calling me and then he starts calling the friends. And if he didn't have that kind of money, Jade would walk away easily, easily.
I
It's
believe that.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Johanna's like, you have to talk to her. Like, you have to talk to her. Like, this is crazy, which is interesting because she's also the sister, but
Yeah,
maybe
she
it's
didn't
like
wanna talk to her.
she's the older sister from another marriage or something. And she's like, I'm not as close as you girls are. Like, you're going to have to
Mm,
talk to her.
okay, that
Like,
makes
this is,
sense.
don't you think? This is my
Yeah, something.
hypothesis. So Jessica says, yeah, I don't approve this. And I will rip her right out of that marriage if I have to. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yikes.
And then we see Jessica kick cardboard Chris right into the pool. And Jade's like, stop. That's my husband.
That's really him, his spirit is in here, stop. So, I
Stop.
thought it was quite odd that when she hung up on him and then he starts calling her back, she's
Yeah.
not answering. Then he starts calling her friends. I was like, "Bitch, how the fuck does my husband have your phone number and why?" That was a
Right.
little bit weird to me.
Oh, she gave him all those numbers. Like, if you can't get me and you really need me,
No.
start calling my friends. Like, it's not great.
That's not because if you I'm gonna have my cell phone with me no matter where I'm at. You will
Mm,
always be able to get in contact with me unless I'm like, I don't know, dead. You know,
asleep. Yeah.
yeah. That's just I don't know. They're both weird, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Because you have to imagine, even if she's been there to see him a bunch, there was probably a good year and a half, 2 years she
That
didn't
they
see him because
didn't
of
see each
COVID.
other.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. But they
Mhm.
still have FaceTime.
Sure do. Sure do.
Mm.
There's a lot more
I
to
don't
this story that we're
know.
not
I
getting.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's go to LaTisha. Now they call her Tisha, so I'm going to call her Tisha the rest of the time. But it's LaTisha Davenport,
So,
Iowa, IA,
her
Iowa,
last name is Silva. It's Silva
LaTisha
because
Silva.
she is like Darcy and Stacy's cousin on the dad's side. Like, it's just her face. Like, what have you done? Like, what is going on? It was a lot. It was.
Listen,
I,
LaTisha, we hadn't even gotten to a lot till we get to Raneka, but LaTisha
mm-hmm.
Davenport, Iowa, and Keith. Now, LaTisha is a business owner, and wait. Yeah. Okay, just making sure I didn't have them confused. Okay, so
No,
she's the
that's the right
business
one.
owner. She's got the tax
Mm-hmm.
business, Davenport, Iowa, and Keith is 34. He's in prison for drug distribution and some other things. He's in
Mm-hmm.
Colorado. So I
Yeah.
don't understand about the map, but those aren't close. All right.
Nope. And then she hasn't said anything about moving either. So, but oh, you know what? He lives by her though.
What do you mean?
I
Colorado is
think
near
he's
Iowa?
no. I think where he lives, like outside of prison, is where or near where she lives at.
Oh, okay. So where he got in trouble, where he caught his charge, was
Yeah,
near
and
Davenport, Iowa,
I think so. Yeah.
and they moved him to Colorado. Okay.
Uh huh.
All right. So we open with her getting her two daughters ready for school. She has a very nice house and a
Yep.
very nice car.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So she laughs and she goes, "Oh my God, getting us all ready in the morning. I'm a single mom of two daughters. It's like female fight club." And I thought that was funny.
That is funny because I've been there with
Me
just
too.
one daughter, and boy, can they fuck up a morning for you, big
Yeah.
time.
Make it real late.
Yep.
So she calls Keith and she's like, "Hey, handsome husband." And she's like, "We were on time like 8 days in a row. Oh my gosh." And she says, "Listen, Keith, my husband, he's amazing. He has gold teeth. I saw those gold teeth and I said, oh my God, panty dropper."
Look, if you
Tisha.
come in my face with the whole top row with gold teeth, I'm gonna need you to pull out insurance because I need to see if you have proper dental coverage because that is not cute to me. I feel like stank breath is nearby. Just no, girl, that is not the look.
So if you have gold teeth, and assume his
Mm-hmm.
teeth are gold teeth and not a grill,
Mm-hmm.
you have capped all your teeth in gold? Capped them
Yeah.
front, all of them front, bottom, sides, back, everything, capped all of them in gold?
Yeah. I mean, and at first I thought maybe it was a grill, but and I don't have the best vision in the world, but from the prison photos, it looked like he had them in. So they have to be permanently in there.
Yeah,
Otherwise
because
they
they're
make
not
him
giving.
take them out.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He has capped all his teeth in gold. That's
Yeah. So
something.
he was one of those little badass kids. He probably had silver caps all over it when he was a little boy. And then he
Mm,
just evolved to the gold teeth. Teeth. I call them teeth.
teeth. Well, I got to
Teeth.
tell you something. Tisha likes it. She
Yeah.
likes it. So that's great. Somebody for
Yeah.
everybody. So,
Hmm.
he says in 2020, he had a cousin that he was incarcerated with who had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend had her cousin, and her name was Tish. And he fell
Hmm.
hard fast for Tish. So, 2 years after they met, she was walking through the Walgreens parking lot, and he said, "Will you marry me?"
That is every girl's dream proposal right there.
Mm-hmm.
That-
Mm-hmm.
Your convict fiance proposes to you while you're in Walgreens. It should have been like, you know what? I'm gonna pay for you, or why don't you pay for yourself to go out to a nice restaurant tonight? And I'm gonna call at exactly 8 o'clock, and then you
That
drop the question.
You're right. But he's like,
Yeah,
"Hey, where
yeah.
are you?" And she goes, "I'm just running into Walgreens to pick up my tampons and my prescription." And he says, "I got a question." So, they show the marriage license, and I
Hmm.
zoomed in on that real quick, and it said
Hmm.
he signed it on April 6th of 2022, and she signed it on May 5th of 2022. So he signed it, but then she didn't get there to sign it till a month later.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I guess that maybe May 5th was the day of the wedding. Anyway, they've been
Right.
married for over a year. So
Hmm.
she says, no, they've never had sex before. But one time she did a reach around. And thank God it was big because she would be real upset if she got that home and it was not big.
And you know
Okay.
what, Letitia? What if he would have gotten home and it was small? What are you gonna do? Divorce him? He
It could
has
have been
fucking
it could have
gold
been a
teeth.
micro penis. It could have been a micro penis.
Well, you gotta know how to work with it.
Well, I mean,
But it
she's
doesn't
married to
matter.
him.
It doesn't matter because as long as he's got the gold teeth, I
We're
think that's all
good.
she really wants. Yeah, she's good to go. Yeah. I just couldn't get over that phone cover thing.
That was
That
too much.
it was like a bear, a skin teddy bear was put on her phone. I'm like,
I was like, you can't
okay.
text on that.
No.
So she arrives at work and she's pink is the color of the day. She's got a pink phone
Yes.
case. She's got a pink outfit. So she
Mm-hmm.
arrives at work, and as she walks into work, she says, "Woo! Should have worn panties. My coochie's cold."
Oh
Girl,
Lord Jesus.
girl, you live in Iowa, out here with a no panties on, walking around your office in a mini dress. That is not professional.
And sleeveless dress, kind
Yeah.
of low cut.
Uh huh.
She's one of those chicks that is obsessed with the word boss.
Oh yeah.
She has gone to every at home, TJ
Mm-hmm.
Maxx, and any and everything
Mm-hmm.
that said boss. She picked
Yep.
it up and put it in that office. I mean, it's even
She,
written in the crown on the lion. That's like her whatever you call it,
logo.
her signage. Yeah, her logo. It's even written in there. I'm like, but usually people that say boss and I'm a boss like that really ain't no bosses. They ain't about shit.
Mm-mm. Boss babe. Boss babe.
Yeah, yeah.
So she says she runs Boss Tax Accounting Services that she built from the ground up. And she said, I know my shit when it comes to taxes. So she
Hmm.
calls a meeting of her employees. There are three ladies there who we assume these are all professionals in the tax industry. And I said, these are women who have worked hard to graduate from
Hmm.
college, have a real
Hmm.
profession, and they got to deal with this nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't even have like a scheduled meeting. There was no itinerary. There was no printouts or anything like that. She says, "Come on, y'all, we meeting. It's a meeting." Like,
Mm-mm.
damn, bitch. Like, could you have forewarned us a little bit? Like, okay, all
Well,
right.
they all had to sign releases, and they probably all got $100 Amazon gift card. But she goes in there and she gets up. It's like, okay, now I did like behind it. It was like 140 days till tax filing, right? I was like, this is the clock, like this
Okay.
is the tax season. So
Countdown.
countdown. So she says, listen, I want to tell y'all something. We're gonna have a new boss because soon my husband is gonna help me run the business from behind bars. Now,
Mm.
Tasia, who is the hero,
Hmm.
says, I'm gonna be bossed around by somebody in prison. And
Right.
Tisha says, he's my husband, and if you have a
Hmm.
problem, you can submit your resignation. Now, actually, it's going to help us with inmates so they can file their taxes. Yeah, they do work. They make 17 cents or 29 cents an hour. What we should do, we're going to make some flyers so my husband's going to spread the word in prison. He's going to send his clients. I'm the boss, and he's just another boss.
That was the equivalent of a 45-year-old woman doing a neighborhood lemonade stand. The way she just said all of that. He's going to bring us clients. We're going to put up flyers. It's going to be great. It's going to be. No, we can't even talk to the other boss unless he calls you and you put him on fucking speakerphone.
And you
Like,
accept the
see,
call.
that's so
You got to accept the
stupid.
call. Yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. Like, she
Now we
just
got to
should have
we got
not
to get
told
on
him
his
anything.
list. We got to get on his
Yeah,
list so he has our numbers.
yeah.
Oh my God. So outside, our hero, Tasia, says, I don't think it's a good idea to be offering convicts our services. Convicts? Come on now.
She said what we were all thinking because
I
it just
loved
was
it.
so stupid, just
So
dumb.
stupid.
Yep.
So back inside, Tisha says, well, he was a drug dealer. So obviously he is business minded. Okay, get on board. So then she tells us he's in prison for drug dealing and he got 14 years, but hopefully he's coming home next year. He's a good man who is providing
Mm-hmm.
for his family, maybe
That's
illegally,
right.
but he didn't
Mm-hmm.
hurt nobody. Now we get a screenshot of his rap sheet, Keisha. Do you know
Yep.
what did you see what it said?
Battery.
Burglary. She
Yep.
didn't mention that.
Mm-mm.
Drug
No.
distribution,
Uh-huh.
criminal trespassing on land,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 But he was doing it for the family, Mary Payne, for the family.
aggravated battery,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
not just battery, aggravated battery,
Aggravated battery. Mm-hmm.
and possession
Mm-hmm.
of a controlled substance. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay, he was drug
He's a
dealing to provide for
great
his
man.
family.
Uh-huh.
So we got the drug distribution and the possession, but
Mm-hmm.
how did we get burglary, criminal
Uh-huh.
trespassing, and aggravated battery?
Well, how about this? Why didn't they show us her rap sheet? Because she's got a pretty long one.
Stop it.
Yes, she has
Tell me.
have mugshots and everything.
No.
DUIs, theft, all kinds of shit. I think I saw 5 or 6 mugshots. And she
No.
spent a year in jail. Yeah,
Tisha?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, her.
She's got that
Yes,
nice
her.
house and that nice car, those nice daughters. What are you telling me? Now I'm
Well,
upset
girl,
now. I didn't know any of this.
yeah, if you see the mugshot photos, she looks hella different. Actually, can you see? Can you see?
Let me look. Uh-oh, Tisha.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Well, listen, she turned her life around, Keisha.
Uh, by dating a goddamn person in prison. Yeah.
Well, listen, she she's I mean, she has a you can't just provide tax services. You got to be a CPA or something.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's out there screaming. You don't have to be a CPA, you just have to be an accountant. But she's got a degree in accounting. You can't just open a tax business.
I don't know because she got evicted out of that place that we saw in the episode. She owes
No
them like
way.
$35,000 in unpaid rent. This year alone, she only paid $2,400 in rent. Period. So she's out of there.
How'd you get this information?
I have my sources. You know
Well,
I'm
shoot.
nosy. You know I'm
Shoot.
nosy. Yes.
Tisha, I believed in her boss babe lifestyle. I was fooled.
Once I saw the third boss babe sign, I'm like, something ain't right. Something is smelling a little bit fishy up in here. So yeah, and then I saw that
Oh.
I'm like, this bitch, she could have been on this show the other way around.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, she says, she tells the girls, once he gets out, he's going to be in the office. Yeah, he's going to be involved. If you just fall in line, there won't be a problem. He doesn't
Yeah.
play any games. Now, if he says go, that's what it is. Now, Carrie,
Mm-mm.
the other girl from the office, says, I don't know if he's controlling, but she should worry because, these guys, they tell you
Yeah,
one thing from jail and then he
that's
comes home
right.
and it's something completely different.
That's right.
And then we go to the final scene. So the girls are now at the bar and Tisha orders a martini and a vodka shot.
She
Now,
had a hard day.
she was like, "Well, what are you getting?" "Okay, I have a martini, I'll have one of those and a vodka shot." And the waitress is like, "And a vodka shot? You think there's vodka? All right." So she says, "I gotta take my team out to dinner to make them feel better." And
Mhm.
Tayshia looks at the other girl whose name I didn't get because there's Tayshia and there's Carrie, and this is the other girl, I didn't get her name. And
The
she
girl
says,
with the faux locks, the
well,
dreadlocks,
yeah, she has some sort
the
of braids, yeah,
twist. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, twists. Yeah.
So Tayshia says, looks at the other girl and goes, "Did you tell her that y'all talked?" And and the other girl goes, "Yeah, we conversated."
Mhm.
And Tayshia says, "Mm-hmm, they used to date." And Tayshia goes like, "What?" And she goes, "Well," and she goes, "You fucked my husband?" I was like, "Now wait a minute now."
How did
And he's
this
been in prison
just
for a
now
long
come
time.
up?
How did this happen?
I don't know, but I feel as though if I'm working for someone and you build friendships with these people
Mhm.
and you say, "Hey, I met this guy in prison named Jim Bob Jr.
Uh-huh.
and that's my man." He's from around here. At some point in the other girl's head, she should have said, "Look, you and I need to talk. I didn't fuck your man. Okay? I just need to let you know that."
But
There's
how?
no
But
way.
you know what? I guess you're right, because if he's from that town.
That's right. That's why
Okay, okay.
he was from that town. I'm like, if he talked to this girl, that means he's from that area. So, yeah, I wonder is that girl still going to be employed there next week?
It's an office of 4 women, that's a lot of estrogen flowing
It
around. Sometimes it
sure
doesn't work out so good.
is. No,
Yeah.
it does not. Yeah.
All right, Keisha, let's move on to Raneka, age 34, an entrepreneur from Louisville, Kentucky, and Asante, but it's spelled Asante,
Hmm.
age 32. He's in prison for robbery and grand theft auto, and he's in Georgia. Now,
Hmm.
Keisha, we are introducing a
Hmm.
new segment
Hmm.
right now. It's called Wig Corner with Keisha.
No, it should be wig court because we have seen some bad wigs.
All right, Wig Court. We're gonna rename it Wig Court with Keisha. All right, Keisha,
What
let's take
charges?
Renika. Let's take Renika to Wig Court before we even get started. Go ahead.
Okay, so offense one.
Okay.
does, she does not have the best quality of a wig. Okay,
Okay.
you have your human wigs, your
Mhm.
real human hair wigs. Then you
Mhm.
have your synthetics. Hers looks like it is human hair, but like on the like the low level of human hair. Now,
Well, it's
I
super dyed, so obviously it's gonna break down a lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then there is the situation of the sideburn that look like mustaches, basically,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then the baby hairs, the edges that
But
were
that's not her
cut.
hair. That's like fake baby
Yeah.
hair?
Oh, so okay. Remember yesterday after we recorded, we were talking about the lace front wigs and the regular. Or did we talk about that on
We
Match Me
talked about
Abroad?
it on Match Me Abroad. We
Match Me
talked about it.
Abroad. Okay. So she has on a lace front wig. So that's
Okay.
when it is glued down in the front and
Uh-huh.
possibly maybe sewn in the back too. But the front is made of lace and you put this stuff on it so that it looks like it's really coming from your scalp. And so
Mhm.
what the hairstylist will do now, the client can tell them how much, but they'll cut you out some baby hairs to lay.
Uh-huh. Of your own
Most
hair.
people, no, it's of the fake hair.
Oh, of the fake hair. Okay,
Of
okay.
the fake hair. Now, I've
Okay.
had that done, but it's just as I want it to be as natural looking as possible.
Right.
This girl literally looks like I don't know if you remember Dora the Explorer, but the grumpy old troll that lives underneath the bridge. That's her hair. Those are her edges. Okay. Now, truth be told, baby
Oh my god.
hairs need to stay on babies, okay? But that is the
Mhm.
trend right now. We all like a little baby hair. But that is rude and disrespectful, especially when your baby hairs are touching your motherfucking eyebrows. That makes no sense to me.
It was so thick.
It was so thick. There is no reason for them to, but she wants it to look that way.
Yeah,
She wanted
okay.
them that thick. Yeah. Hmm.
To me, it looked like what we call Lego hair. It looks like she just snapped it right on top, right?
Doesn't look like that. Yeah. It's bad. It is really, really bad. And the color makes it 10 times worse.
Okay, so offense 1 was the baby hairs, and offense 2 is the color?
Fence 3, the sideburns.
Uh-huh.
And then she didn't have it like she didn't put anything in it to make it silky looking. It looks dry.
Mhm.
It looks like dehydrated, malnutrition. It just didn't look right. There's a lot going wrong for a
There's a lot
rapper.
going wrong. A and I hope that it wasn't a representation of Tina from Sazzle's work because Tina was our hero, and I don't think Tina would have done that to her.
The first thing that Tina should have said to her when she came in there is, "Girl, I know you came to get your hair done today, right? Right? Right?"
Oh
It
my
takes away
god.
a lot of your attention. Her hair takes away a lot of attention. It really does. Because all
Yeah.
you can do is focus on that. Not even what she's saying, just like, God damn, that's some thick baby hair she's got right. Like they don't they're so thick they don't lay down.
It's weird, and I
Yeah.
saw some post where somebody was like, "How come I turned on my TV and there's a living human sprite on my screen?" So
That's a
funny.
good one. That's a good
All right, wig
one.
court adjourned. Okay, now Raneka pulls up to a salon and she greets the owner, Tina, and the clients. The clients that are sitting in the chair having to watch Tina read this girl for filth.
Mhm.
It was everything. It was everything.
Yep.
So Radhika apparently has a vending machine business and she has one in the salon where she sells eyelashes. And she says,
Mhm.
I'm an entrepreneur. I have like, this is a quote. I wrote it down exactly. I have like is it like or is it exactly? I have like 5 eyelash vending machines and I make about
Mhm.
20K per year from each vending machine. That puts us at 100K, which
No.
puts me in a good position to take care of my daughters. They're
The
15 and 13, but
biggest
I can't say their names. It's Ricky with the AH on the end.
uh-huh. Dad's name was probably Rick.
Dad's name was Ricky, so it's either Rikia or Ricky Ah and
Ricky.
Jahara, Rakia. Okay,
Mhm.
Rakia. And then she says, I also rap on the side. Now, would you like to talk about her rapping? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, let's just back it up to the vending machines and how much money she's making. Okay.
Okay, you and I talked about the vending machines yesterday, and we
Yes.
don't think
Yeah.
it's a bad idea.
No, it's a great idea, but I was telling you I'm watching this other show and they had an episode about that. The vending machines themselves cost $6,000 starting.
Okay, okay.
That's not the price of putting the products in there. Okay.
Yeah, right, okay.
And this person said that you can make probably a few or a couple of $1,000s a month from those machines. Now, I sounded like Medea. Her idea is perfect that she had the beauty supplies in the beauty shop. That's
Right.
smart. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm about to go. I don't have time to go get this. Let me buy these lashes or whatever. But
Yeah.
the fact that how she came on TV with her head looking like that lets me know
Mhm.
her math is not mathing because her hair would have been laid. It would
And
have been
also,
great.
most of the
Her
time,
cl
she wasn't wearing any lashes. Did you notice that?
No, I
Most of the time, she
did.
wasn't wearing lashes.
I only remember the scene with her dad when she
Yes.
had on lashes. But
Mhm.
Imma just be honest, y'all. She looks like she is from the streets, of the streets, on the streets to me.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta also say, if she does own these 5 vending machines, we saw pictures. I mean, that's
Mhm,
great. And so she
mhm.
doesn't make as much money as she says, whatever, because you got to
I
put
don't
the
think
product
so.
in and all that.
Exactly.
And then, all right, so then she talks about getting it. I was like, why would you need a job in Atlanta if you're making all this money with these vending machines? You will have to have
Yes.
somebody go and restock them for you. Anyway,
Yep.
all right. So she chats with our hero, Tina. So Tina, of course, has been told by production, ask her about her man in prison, even though we know she already knows. And
Right.
she says, "Yeah, I got that man in prison. Pretty soon I'm moving to Atlanta because he's in prison in Hancock Prison in Georgia." She says, "Whew, when I first saw him, it was like butterflies in my heart and Niagara Falls down there." All
Okay, for
right.
us normal folk, butterflies usually are in the stomach, and butterflies in the heart means you need to call 911 because there's a possibility of a heart attack, heart disease, fluid on the heart, you name it, but you need to see a fucking cardiologist.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Bless her
Okay.
heart.
So Tina says, now how does it work to be in a relationship while you're in prison? And she goes, well, we
Mhm.
talk like 7, 8 times a day. And, Yeah, he's in prison for robbery and theft of a motor vehicle. He's been there about 4 years and he does make me happy. No, we never had sex. It's just like this mental connection. And Tina cuts her off before she can start talking about that mental connection and says, "You never even met him in person? Like you didn't know him before he went to prison?" And she
Right?
goes, "No." And she says, "Why are you doing this to your life? Do you have a job there in Atlanta? Does he have a job there?" And she goes, "Well," every time she tries to call, Tina just cuts her off.
Yep.
And she says, "Yeah, in a few days, I'm packing up my kids and moving out of my mom's house. Once again, your hair looks like this and you live in your mom's house." Again, like Keisha says, the math ain't mathin'.
It ain't nothing. Nope, not at
Mm-mm.
all. Mm-mm.
She's moving to Atlanta to be with Asonta. And Tina says, "Who's taking care of who? You're
Right.
stable here. You're not
Hmm.
stable somewhere else. Why are you doing this?" And she's
Right.
like, "Well, we had this." She goes, "Of course he's a good listener. He's in jail. He got
He
nothing
has
else to do but listen."
nothing but that and crossword puzzles. That is it. And making 17 cents an hour, making what do they make? License plates and shit like
License
that.
plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tina says, "This is all a red flag." And then Tina gets right up in her face. "Red flag, red flag, red flag. You don't know this person. 13 months talking on the phone is not a lot. Have you
Nope.
sent him money?" And Raneka goes, "I send him like $2,500 a month."
That's Mary Payne, what is the cost of living in prison that anyone in prison needs $2,600 a month?
I don't know. He's got to put money on his books to call her, I guess.
That
And by
is
the way,
a mortgage.
he's cute because
Yeah.
we saw pictures of him and we saw him talking. He's cute.
He is cute. I
He's
bet
way
a lot of
cooler
other
than her.
girls he's talking to think he's cute as well.
I bet
'Cause
so. I bet so.
mm,
So outside, Tina says, "Who's to say that's even his name? How can you believe anything he says? It's all over the phone." And she's looking at the camera like, "Why are y'all coming up in my hair salon making me talk about this guy? I'm a legit business owner."
where's
So
my check?
mm-mm. These
I love
ladies
her
getting their hair,
glasses.
these ladies getting their hair rolled up are like, mm-mm.
That is the
So,
kind that is a beauty shop gossip that you live for.
oh my God, they're like, "We were sitting here for hours getting our hair braided and we got nothing to talk about but you."
Yes.
So, Raneka says, "I believe in true love and he's going to put a ring on it. And when he gets out of prison, he's going to give me my dream wedding."
Okay.
Asante says with very little enthusiasm in his voice, he says, "Oh yeah, I'm excited about starting my new journey with Raneka. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah."
For the first couple of months until I find somebody else to let me live with them.
Now, she goes to a bar and meets with her
Mhm.
dad. Now, she has put on her lashes to meet with dad.
She and now the edges, the baby hair are meeting with the eyebrows and the lashes.
It's a
They're
lot
connected.
happening above the
Yes, it
nose.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her dad's name is Robert, and he has gone to DH Gate and bought everything that says Gucci on it and put it all on at one time, all at once. Everything that says Gucci from DH Gate.
Oh my
Yep.
god. He tried, Mary Payne. He
He,
tried. He tried real hard.
he seems real sweet,
He
and
does.
he
He
does. So
does. Mhm.
she says, "How you been doing?" She says, "Well, Dad, I've been focusing on my music career and my business, of course, and my daughters. And yeah, I'm having this going away party tomorrow because I'm moving to Atlanta." And he was like, "What?" Now I feel like he really didn't know this before.
I don't think he did either because he looked really surprised by that.
And she says, "Yeah, I got a guy there I'm dating. Yeah, he's in
Mhm.
prison. Uh huh.
Oh
We've been
boy.
talking for 18 months." And Dad says, "What?" He says, "I've been gone all this time and now I'm home. I'm trying to be a good dad. I'm trying to be a
Mhm.
good granddad. And now you're going to leave to go to Atlanta to be with a convict?"
Yeah.
And she says,
Yeah.
"Daddy, you a convict."
Touche.
Keisha, that made me sad.
It did, but she had no other defense for what she was
Right.
doing other than to say, "Well, you're a convict as well," because it doesn't make sense. Even when she says it, she's saying it herself. Somewhere deep down inside, that shit sounds really messed up to her. It has to. And then
And
you're
then he
taking
starts
your
talking
little
about him.
girls.
He starts talking about himself in third person. He says, "Daddy knows who Daddy is, and Daddy don't know who this guy is." So Daddy tells us he was locked up for 18 years for drug trafficking. And
Mhm.
being away for so long and missing his kids growing up is something he will never get over. And
Mhm.
her leaving at this time is really painful. And he tells her, most guys in prison sell a lot of dreams and
Yep.
hopes. And now you're just
Yep.
getting caught up in this dream. Like I know, like I was one.
Yeah.
And he says something really deep. I thought he was like, I hope me being away and y'all coming to see me in prison didn't affect how you're making your choices in your life. And I just want to take this opportunity to tell you, I'm sorry for leaving. I'm sorry for leaving you and the rest of the kids. And I know y'all probably hold that against me.
Right. Yeah.
And she says, yeah, not having a dad for 17 years and seeing other people with their dads did make me feel
Yeah.
lost sometimes. She tells
I
us her
bet.
dad went away when she was 8, and
Yeah.
he was the first of many men to break her heart. And she
That
says,
was that was sad.
it was sad. And she said she doesn't
Yeah.
resent him, but he should have been there. Now, if he went
Agreed.
away when she was 8,
Mhm.
okay, she's 34. Okay, give me 18 plus, give me 18 plus 8, Keisha. That's 36. That's 26.
So
It's 26.
yeah, when she got out. I mean, he missed
But he got out when she was
everything.
26. She's 34 now. So he's been out for a while, right?
Oh, that is
See?
true.
So it wasn't like she just
I don't
hadn't seen him.
know.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want her to move. He doesn't want her to move. He doesn't want his grandkids to move.
Yeah. And he could have been in a
Maybe,
halfway house for 2 years. I mean, for all we know. Yeah.
yeah, and maybe he didn't come straight there after he got out of prison because he
Mm
probably had met a woman that he was engaged to while
hmm.
he was in
Mm
prison
hmm.
and lived with her and her kids for a little while. Then he decided to move back home.
That's right. Great.
Yeah. Hmm.
Then Daddy tells us, it woke me up being in there to see, it's not worth it. That lifestyle is not
Right.
worth it. And I hope the guy you're dealing with is a good choice. And I want you to really think about this. Is it
Mm.
important? Is it that important for you to be with this convict that you don't even know? She
Yeah.
says, he has a good heart and I love him. And I hope I'm making the right decision.
So I'm assuming we're not going to meet her mom on the show
Hmm.
because when they did show a picture of her with her mom, her mom's face was blurred out. Like, I want
Okay.
zero parts of this. I don't need my coworkers talking about your ass and your wig in the lunch break room.
You're
So I don't
so
think
right.
she wants to be on there. Yeah, which I kind of don't blame her.
You're so right. Yeah. Because she said, having my mom, I had my mom and that was good. But,
Hmm.
you can't replace that. Daddy. Daddy,
Yeah.
daddy says, daddy says. All right, Keisha. So we talked a lot about fashion with Raneka.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So now I got to tell you about a great site for
Okay.
fashion. Raneka does not shop at this place. Okay. These are high quality essentials that you need in your closet. It is a website called Quince. It's Quince, Quince. So
Uh-huh.
Quince is my new go-to spot for quiet luxury, no luxury prices. I when I tell you about this and you get off here and you go and look, you gonna die. Okay. They offer a range of must-have items like 100% European linen, cashmere for
Oh.
$50, Italian
Oh.
leather, 14 karat gold jewelry starting at $30. These are classic quality pieces you're going to have in your closet forever. Let me tell you what I got. I got this
Okay.
gorgeous hooded cashmere sweater.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, it was like $50. These black like ponte knit pants for my European trip. So when I go to Europe, I'm trying to do everything like camel and black so everything kind of mixes
Uh-huh.
and matches.
Mhm.
It's like classic basics. So yesterday I went and bought the cutest like sleeveless linen dress because I'm going to the beach in August. Then,
Okay.
Keisha, I went to the men's section, which I didn't even realize they had the first time I looked. Went to the men's section
Mhm.
and got these really nice, the guys like those, they look like jeans, but they're like that performance material, but they look like jeans.
Yes.
So like, yeah,
Mhm.
those were like $50. I just bought some for my husband, no lie, like triple the price on another website. Okay.
Really?
And at the bottom of each item you buy, they have this little chart that shows you their
Mhm.
price. Then they show you 3 other websites you'll go to that
Mhm.
and what the prices are there for literally the same thing. Okay?
Nice,
And
nice.
I know this is true because I have 2 maxi dresses in my closet from Anthro that I
Mhm.
paid very much well over $100 for. They have the exact dress on this site for like $30. a third of the price.
Oh.
So I know that
Oh.
it's the exact same thing because I own it. So
Right.
here's how they do it. I love the little chart at the bottom, which is I was showing to my husband because I was buying him some pants and I was showing him. He's like,
Mhm.
wait, that's where I bought those other pants from, and they were $200, and these are 50.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So here's how they do it. Quince partners directly with top factories that cut out the cost of the middleman. They pass the savings onto their
Mhm.
website. They work only with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices. Primo, primo, yes, that too, but premium, eco-friendly fabrics and finishes. So you can feel good about getting these high quality classic pieces that are going to be in your closet forever. Not just like what you get
Ooh.
this fly by night shit that lasts like, one season.
Yeah.
So upgrade your closet this summer with Quince. You're going to go to quince.com/peakshade. You're going to get free shipping, 365 days to return. So if you get it,
Dang.
you have
Wow.
365 days to return it. Okay. So that's quince.com, Quince, quince.com/pinkshade for free shipping, 365 days returns, quince.com/pinkshade. I want you to do it. I want all the listeners to do it and
Mhm.
then tell me what you got.
Yeah, because we all gotta be key for BravoCon.
We got to be cute for
Gotta
BravoCon, girl.
yes, and we wanna look
Yes.
expensive when we're there too.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
We're going to look
Mhm.
expensive. We're going to feel expensive. We're going to
Yep,
do it all
that's right.
with
Mhm.
Quince.
With $20 in our pocket.
We have no money for BravoCon, but we will be at BravoCon. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right. Let's move on to Andy, age 44. Andy is a former police officer. He's from Enigma, Georgia. And Brittany, age 36. She's in prison for drug possession, y'all.
Of course.
Of course. So Andy's walking along with his cop buddy. They're
Looking
talking
like
about going
Barney Fife. He
they're
just
talking
looked
about going to
like
get
Barney.
donuts.
Why did they do that? They could have said, "You know what? Let's go get a nice green smoothie from somewhere, or let's go get a prime rib steak." It had to be donuts.
They had to lean right in, and they went to a
They
a,
really
a
did.
renovated gas station that's now a donut shop.
But the donuts did look good, and I did think about getting one of those donuts and dipping it in that milkshake or whatever they had. It
It did
looked
look good. It looked
it,
like
it
a real
did look
fancy
good.
donut shop.
It kind of did.
Okay, so I looked up Enigma, Georgia,
Okay.
and Enigma, Georgia, is has less than 2,000 people.
Ooh,
So
that's
I think we just
small.
saw the whole police force right here on our screen.
Right?
Yeah. So he tells us he doesn't miss being a cop. He thought he could save the world, but the world has too many problems. And he was
Mhm.
a cop for 13 years there. And now he's talking to his buddy, JR, who is still a cop.
Okay, at first I saw JR, I thought that said junior police.
Stop it. That's hilarious.
And then I cracked a joke in my own head. I'm like, well, around here we just call that citizens on patrol. But then I realized that was his name.
On Yellow Jackets, they call you a citizen detective. So
Yes.
he's talking to JR, and JR says, all right, let's get down to it. Production told me to
Mhm.
ask you these questions, and we're here to film. So let's talk about it. He literally goes, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. And
He
JR
did.
says, now Andy, when we have been working in the prisons, we know
Mhm.
inmate love means fire your ass.
Yeah.
And Andy says, yeah, I know, but I'm not an officer anymore. I can do what I want.
Right.
He tells us, I met Brittany through a pen pal website and he says, morbid curiosity. Does he know what that means? Morbid?
Did you see him? No, he doesn't know what it means. Of course not.
He
Jeez.
says, after law enforcement, he went into transportation. Why don't you just say you're a truck driver? Why'd you
Okay,
guys say, come
and
on?
that's the part that made me instantly not like him. Because
That's
I'm going to
annoying.
say it again, the math wasn't mathing. He said he stopped being a cop because he
Uh-huh.
got custody of his kids. He
Uh-huh.
could not work nights. He needed to spend more time with them. So
Got it.
you instead become a truck driver where you're gone, what, 75% of the time. I
Now
think he
wait a
got
minute.
fired for being a cop.
Now wait a minute. He could be like Chad on Match Me Abroad. Chad is a truck driver, but he's home at night. So he just drives locally. So he could be locally. But he
He
does say
said
he gets
on the
lonely on the
road.
road.
On the road. Yes. You tried to
He
help
did.
him out, but he'd already messed it up for himself. So I think
Shoot.
I don't think he left the police force willingly. That's just what I
All
think.
right. All right. Well, get your citizen detective hat on and find out. So he says he went into transportation. He gets
Mhm.
lonely on the road. He was looking
Mhm.
for a way to meet people on the internet. And she was spunky and drop dead gorgeous. All right.
Mhm.
So then we see her and she tells us, I'm an addict. I was in prison for possession. And I'm surprised I had a connection with a cop, but I did.
Mhm.
JR tells us, the first thing that comes to mind is having somebody on the outside and stringing them along for financial gain, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And Andy goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, we know that. Being cops is a story old as time. And JR says, how much money have you given her? He goes, I mean, total, like 5 to 6,000 total. I mean, that's a lot of money.
That is a shit
That's
ton
a
for a
lot of
person who's
money.
in prison.
It's a
I
lot
don't
of money.
what are they buying?
I
Extra
know.
noodles? Like, what is
I don't
it?
know. FaceTime? Because she is on one of those phones that sits on the wall that you have to
Yes.
sit on. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So JR says, well, we both started working in the jail. So we know how it is to be around inmates. And you know how inmates are. They will try to swindle you. And
Yes.
he tells us, I think he's nuts. And JR says his ex flipped his world upside down. So
Mhm.
it baffles me that he's gotten himself into this situation voluntarily
Of someone who's in prison for drugs.
for drugs. Andy says, yeah, JR's my buddy. He's seen me at my lowest. I had a bad divorce because my wife left me. She had a history of drugs in her family, and then she left me and moved in with a drug addict, and I ended up getting custody of all three kids. And then we
That's
see all
sad.
three kids in a picture.
Yeah.
So he's got full custody. He gave permission. And he says, I couldn't work night shifts anymore. So I had to change careers, which was devastating to me. But again, like Keisha said, he said
Mhm.
on the road. So maybe he does like, I'm trying to give him some help here. Maybe he does
You
like 2 days on
you
the
can't
road,
help him, Mary Payne. You can't
2 days
help
on
him.
the road, and grandma helps out.
Okay, well, a cop can also not work the night shift.
Yeah, I know. All right.
He has dated, he has done something with he's had a relationship already with someone behind bars, and he did it
Okay.
while he was a cop. Write that
All
down
right. All
and give
right.
me a bonus for when it comes out that I'm right.
All right. That same bonus I'm gonna give myself. Yeah. All right.
Uh-huh, yes, we can split it.
Um, so then JR goes, all right, did you look her up yet? He goes, no. And JR goes, all right, pulls out his MacBook, opens it up and
Mhm.
goes, what's her name? Brittany, age. All right. And what he finds out is, so she's had 75 cohabitators, inhabitants. So
I
she's
thought it said
lived,
25.
he said 75.
I thought he said 25.
All right, you're
Either
probably right.
way, that's a lot of people.
I, in my life, I am 54 years old and have had a lot of roommates, but I would put that number under 10.
Mary Payne, there's no reason for a person to live with 25 or 75 other people unless you're living in an apartment complex
Right.
or in prison. That
Or
makes
like in a
zero
sister wives
sense.
situation. Are you on the compound
Yeah,
with your sister wives? Yeah.
that just doesn't make sense to me at all. That's a drug addict for sure.
And he says, one of them was in Denver and one of them was St. Augustine, Florida. And he goes, huh, that's weird. I don't think she ever said she even lived out of the state. And JR is like,
Uh-huh.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Andy goes, look, I never knew her when she was an active addict, and I trust her with all my heart. And yeah, I guess love is blind.
Love is stupid in this case.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And then we get Brittany again, and she said, yeah, I'm in love with Andy. He's been a real positive person in my life. And yeah, I can't wait to see what it's like with him when I come home.
Oh, it's that nauseating.
Did
Because
you
you
see
know
those
it's such a
catfishing
lie.
pictures? You see those catfishing pictures that
Yes.
Andy sent her?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the production team just showing those catfishing pictures and then showing what he really looked like? Come on now.
But they have seen each other in person already, so she knows what he
Right,
looks like. So,
right.
you know.
And by the way, she doesn't look like her picture either. In the pictures he has of her, she has on braces. Did he think she was
Mhm.
12? What's happening?
Andy ain't right. I'm telling you right now. I think this is going to be the season where we more so like the people behind bars than the people who are
Yeah,
free. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Except for Asante of Asante and Raneka because he's way too cute for her. He's definitely playing her for sure.
And let let's say that he's not even playing her. She's wrong just for her hair. That
Yeah,
alone.
her
Just
snap-on
hair.
hair is mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope.
No, no,
Well, I
no.
got let me go back to wig court real quick. So when you
Mhm.
got the lace front, and so it's a lace, so that goes. So that's sometimes when you see like a piece of tape or something
Yes.
rising up.
Well, it's not the tape, it's the lace, and it's just
Okay,
not the glue that's used is not it hasn't melted it, or you've had it on for too long and it's kinda gunky, so it starts to fold up, and then that's when you know it's time to go get your hair done again.
okay. So you can't at home like fix that when it starts to rise up
Oh, yeah, you most definitely can. Yeah, but it
because
still gets to a point you
I've
gotta go
seen
get it redone.
Drew on Real Housewives of Atlanta has had that where it's like it's like flipped up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, aren't you on television? Can't you fix
Yeah, and
that?
I think Sheree, there was a scene where she's trying to tell off Candy, and someone zoomed in on her wig, and they're like, "You should not be talking at all because it's lifted up." But
Yeah.
it, if you're, let's say you've got it done, and it's a really hot day, and you're outside, it's gonna lift because the sweat is loosening up.
Oh.
The products that you use to keep it melted down. So
Oh,
it's a
okay,
lot.
okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. Wig court adjourned. Okay, so JR says to Andy, "How many times have we seen an inmate take advantage of someone?" Andy's like, "I
Mhm.
know." And he says, "It's a mistake. It's a mistake." And Andy says, "Maybe I'm a sucker, but I don't get that impression from her." Maybe you are a sucker, you dumb dumb. All right, let's go
Uh,
over to Brittany, age 22. She's a student and a server in
mhm.
Richmond, Virginia, getting real close to me, real close, only
Yes, yes,
away.
yes.
And Kerok, he is 25 and he is in prison for robbery. All right.
Mhm.
So we see her standing outside of a beauty school and she's talking on the phone and she says, "Don't worry, my eyebrows are still on fleek." And I was like,
No, her
No,
edges, her edges,
I thought he said your eyebrows.
edges. Yeah.
What is wrong with me? Did I have like something in my ears? Because I watched
No,
it twice.
because you just watch a lot of these shows and have to take a lot of notes. Some stuff slips sometimes. But no, he was asking about her edges.
I thought he said, "Are your eyebrows good?" And she said, "No, I got to go get them redone." Because I was like, "What's wrong? Her eyebrows look great."
I'm 99.2% sure it was edges.
All right. Well, that'd be the second time I
I
heard
think
something
so.
wrong with this episode. So they're talking on the phone, and she's like, "People don't think we're normal." And he's like, "You can't worry about what other people think, about not
Mhm.
thinking we're normal or whatever." So we don't know what this means yet. So she
Right.
goes back inside, and she laughs like, "Well, we did meet while we were both in prison." Okay.
Mhm.
So she goes back in to the beauty school and she is telling them like, "Yeah, I did hair when I was in prison and my parents really supported me. So I had all the flat irons. So I was like prison rich." Okay.
Mhm.
So she tells the ladies, "Yeah, I was in a maximum security prison." And they were like, "Ah!"
Damn.
And they were
Yeah.
like, the one lady that's like the owner goes, "You're too pretty. What are you talking about?" And she goes,
Yeah.
"I know. I know. I was in there for robbery." She goes, "Listen, when I was 18, I always wanted that paper. So I helped my boyfriend set something up, okay? And I got,
Wait,
so
hold
I
on,
guess,
Mary Payne.
mhm,
What? So, because some one of your bunkies didn't know what paper meant. So
money,
it's
cash."
money. So everyone knows it's money. Yeah, yeah. One of your bunkies was asking about that. She
Okay,
didn't
but
know what it
I
meant.
thought I didn't know stuff, but I did know what paper meant.
Yeah, paper means money.
Okay.
And you put it in the bag,
And you put
not
it
the
in the
bag of
bag.
emotions, but in the money bag.
Yeah, not the bag that you stand on, like
Mm-mm.
like Dirk said. Okay.
Derek,
So, she helped her boyfriend set something up. That's all we get from that. But she set
right?
it up enough to send her to a maximum security prison.
That had to be. It had to be a bank.
It had to be a bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody look that up and let us know. So she was in prison for 3 years. Wow. She was 18 years old. They sent her to
A
prison for 3
baby.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's been out for 6 months, and she says while she was in there, she realized, "I don't wanna do this. I gotta change my
Mhm.
life. I gotta change everything." So she's telling the hair instructor, "I feel like I lost, like, not my childhood, but, like, my youth,
Yeah.
and I've made so much progress since I've been out, but I couldn't have done it without my boyfriend." Kerok. K-Rock. How are we saying Kerok? Kerok?
I don't
Kerok.
know.
Kerok.
It's we're just gonna go with that.
Okay,
Croc.
he is in Fluvanna Correctional Facility, and that is in I looked it up. It is 54 minutes from Richmond. So,
Okay, okay.
very
So they're
close. Very,
close. Yeah.
very close. So, in his talking head, he tells us, it's fine. I was convicted on a few gun charges and 4 robberies on Christmas. Anyway, it's like a
Just walk
few
it
gun
back.
charges and
Yeah.
4 robberies on Christmas?
Mhm.
Croc, that ain't right.
Merry
That's not right.
Christmas. Yeah.
Wow. So he says he was in prison and he saw her and she had a light following her and just thought she was beautiful. And he told her she
Mhm.
was beautiful. And she tells us she was like, heard that before.
Right?
So she was walking to medical one day and she heard someone yell her name and she saw a short, good looking, dark skinned man with a big white smile.
Mhm.
And they ended up talking and they instantly got along. And now he's getting out in 3 months. We see his mugshot and he is like
Mhm.
right at 5'2".
Yeah.
He ain't a
Small
little
little
fella.
feller.
He's a
He
little fella.
around he's around Derek and Cameron size.
He's a little guy.
He little.
He little. So he says he came out when he was 16, and his father didn't tolerate that. His father is anti-gay, and he has started his transition from obviously female to male. While he was there in Fluvanna, he started it 18 months ago, and now he
Mhm.
feels better and he feels like himself. And to him, now he's normal. And talking head, she tells us he's way more man than any other man I ever met. So
Now,
the hair
Mary,
lady, yeah,
okay. What are
yeah, go
you
ahead.
thinking up to this point? Because I was in mass confusion, like so
Same.
much to the point that James, we were watching it together. He goes, his voice is kind of soft. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, how now men and women understand. I'm like, I need to know more about this place. Like I thought
They
it
were
was
both
something
there.
new. I thought
Me
they were
too.
both there. And I was just like, well, maybe the prisons were kind of
Side by
close to
s
one another
yes,
and you could see through the
yes.
gates. But then whenever he, said about him coming, I was like, oh, okay. Now this makes perfect sense right here. Because I was confused.
I was confused too. I was thinking maybe it was like a shared prison where the
Right.
yard was next to each other and they could talk
Yeah.
or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Because I never watched that Netflix show, that Love on the jail thing where they could send the messages through the toilets. Remember that
I've heard
one?
about that before, but
Yeah.
I've heard about that being done before. I just, you know what, we'll talk when we get out because I don't want to talk through the toilet. I
I
don't want
don't
to
either.
send
It
messages
grossed
that
me out.
way.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know if that situation was they had men on one floor, women on another floor. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like a great idea.
Mm-mm.
So, the hair lady is asking about him being trans. And,
Hmm.
like, it's the first time you've dated somebody trans. Like, could you guys be intimate? And she's like, yeah, girl. She said, because, he was there in the female prison. So, yeah, we just put up a little
Right.
shade on the door and do what we need to do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So she says, the thing is that he is taking the testosterone shots, but he
Hmm.
is required by the state to be in a woman's facility. So this
Mm.
really is interesting, and really you could go
Very.
down 6 different directions of how to talk about it, because
Yeah.
I don't know if when he went in prison, he was identifying as female, and after being in there decided
To
he
transition.
just to transition and wanted to get the shots, and it's provided by the state. I don't know, it's interesting because he's very male presenting to me.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. But did we see his mugshot? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Did
that's
they
the
show
one where he
his
was
mugshot?
5'2". He looked like a was a guy. Yeah.
So yeah, so he was already transitioning then, or
Maybe
at
in the
least
pro
living a life as a man already.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Because
Now
you have to think about that, like, you could not put a 5'2" guy that is female parts in a male
transitioning.
prison.
Oh
That would
no, that
be
would be
horrible,
dangerous. Yeah,
dangerous.
really bad. So they let you take like testosterone injections in prison?
Yeah. Yeah, it's covered by yeah,
Really?
yeah. I've seen lots of articles about that. Yeah, it's covered by the prison system, yeah. because it's
Wow.
I think you have to I don't know. Somebody come at me and tell me. I feel like you have to prove that you were already started the transition before you went in prison for
Before.
them to pay for it. I don't know if they would, but he says he started it 18 months ago while he was in prison. So I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know
That
the
this
answer.
is a lot right here. This was I have to say that Matt Sharp stepped it up this season big
Yeah.
time because we've
Yeah.
got some really different stories right here. I mean, finally, we have a situation where the convict has the money. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
it's giving
Right.
money to the person on the outside. Then we have this couple. The cop dating the cop. It's a lot of. I was like, this is good.
This is
I
good.
like
It's
it.
gonna be a really
Yeah,
good season. And normally, like
yeah.
we said, Love During is not as exciting.
Mm-mm,
This is
mm-mm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
I
good.
agree.
So she tells us about the testosterone shots, and perhaps he started transitioning without testosterone shots before, but
Before.
because he was already
Mm-hmm.
transitioning, then the state will pay for it. So
Mm-hmm.
she shows a ring, and they go, "Oh, is that an engagement ring?" She goes, "It's a promise ring. It's a real diamond." And they're like, "Oh!" And they lean in, they look at it, and she says it cost about $4,000. So
Mm-hmm.
then you see the girl doing the hair, and the girl getting her hair done, going like, "Hmm, side
Right
eye."
now.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Now he tells us that, well, she tells us that he invests money in businesses
Right.
and also he has sugar mamas.
Yeah.
Like the women that go on these prison dating sites, like the pen pals, like he talks to them on the phone. They put money on his books, whatever.
Mhm.
And I don't care. Won't
You're
care.
right.
And the
Mhm.
lady goes, "You don't like, what if though he fell in love with one of those women or something?" She goes, like, "That's not going to happen. Look at me. Mm-mm. Nope.
And then she's the one that he's spending the money on. So,
Uh
yeah,
huh.
I would feel a little bit secure about the situation too.
I loved it. I loved it. She was like, "I don't give a shit. He can
Yeah.
talk to all those women. I don't care."
Mhm.
And she said, hair lady says, "But you got to be careful though, because it's called
Mhm.
jail talk when they're just talking and telling you stuff. You know about that." Of course, I mean, she's like, "I was in prison. I know." And she goes, "I do. I get it. I understand that. But I feel like it's different because we were in there together. We already know
Yes,
each other."
exactly. And
Yeah,
this is the first that we've had of that. Like they were in prison together. They had a relationship while in prison. So this is really a good twist.
except for Puppy and Amber.
Oh, I forgot about Puppy and Amber.
Hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. Forgot about that.
So the hair lady says, "Listen, I see this a lot. The person you date in prison is not
Mhm.
that person when they come out because when
Yep,
they're in there, they got nothing better to do than to love you. And
that's
they
right.
come out a totally different person." And then she tells Brittany, which is the most sage advice we've ever heard in our whole lives on this show, which is the person you marry is not the
Mhm.
person you divorce.
That's true.
Slow
Very
claps
true. Yep,
for
yep, yep,
hair
yep.
salon lady whose name starts with the C.
The second hair salon lady who has been preaching this episode, preaching
We
nothing
got
but
a
the truth.
Yes, and we got a lot of clients of hair salons giving the side eye in this episode. It was great.
Uh-huh. I liked it a lot. Yep. Mhm.
5 stars for Matt Sharp. Good job.
He stepped it all the way up this time around. He really it was damn near worth that whole 10-week wait.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
it
was
was. It was really
long.
good. So, guys, if you're not watching Love During Lockup, the first episode came out with a bang. And thank
Yep.
you, Baby Jesus and Matt Sharp. It was only 1 hour
Yes, I agree. I
because I
agree.
was like, I can't do
100%.
another 2 hour show. I'm tired, bone tired from these 2 hour shows.
And for me, whenever the first episode is 2 hours long, it's too much for me. I'm still trying to figure out whose name is who's
Yeah,
dating who. This was perfect. Matt Sharp maybe he has been listening to the podcast and hearing some of the shit
maybe.
that we've been saying.
Because we got a girl on the outside named Brittany and a girl on the inside named Brittany.
Inside name Brittany. That's right.
S
Yep.
there's so many ways to spell Brittany. So many ways.
Oh, yes, they are. And I used to watch this one show, and the girl's name was Brittney.
Oh, well, there's a twist.
Yes, Brittney. Yeah.
Do
Yep.
you think
Yep.
that when they filled out her birth certificate, they just forgot to fill in that B on the bottom and they made it an
Mm-mm.
R? They forgot to loop it around?
Mm, mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Brittany.
It was on
And I think her
purpose.
handle is Brittney No B. Like her
Well, that's
Instagram handle is Brittney No B. I was like, that's kind of cute. I like that. Yes.
okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I wish that when in the days of Instagram and stuff, when it started, I would have been like smart and come up with a fun name, you know? Like Amy Phillips is like meet Amy Phillips. Like that's so cute, you
Oh,
know?
that's cute. No,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know
No,
what I
I'm
was
just
doing when I first got on Instagram.
no, I didn't either. But you guys,
Yeah.
speaking of Instagram, you want to get some amazing reels? Head on over to the Instagram. It's at Pink Shade Pod. Put up a really good one that I made myself with
You
Mark
go,
Wahlberg.
girl.
I
You
made that
go,
reel
girl.
myself, Keisha.
I'm
Sure
proud of
did.
you.
I
I'm
did.
proud of you. You did good.
Yeah,
Bonus time. Another
bonus
bonus.
time. You guys, put that in my file. I need a bonus.
Right? And that's 2 bonuses right
It's
there.
2 bonuses. What was I getting a
Yes.
bonus for earlier? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but you earned a bonus.
I
I
earned a
don't remember
bonus.
what it was.
Anyway, I'm very sorry the news you told me about Tisha. I'm sorry to hear that because I thought her boss babe, she really, I mean, you've got to have some sort of something to own a tax business accounting firm. But well, I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, but we also have seen really smart people do extremely stupid things.
That's true too. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. 5 stars out of 5. We highly recommend. Go listen to Keisha's
Mhm.
podcast, which is the
Mhm.
Libra Lounge with Keisha. She also has
Mhm.
a very good Instagram called the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Just type in some of
Mhm.
those words; it'll pop up. It's a lot of
It'll
words, but
pop
it'll
up.
pop up.
Yeah, it'll
It'll
pop up.
pop up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, Keisha, when we see each other in
Uh-huh.
Vegas, it won't be Libra
Mhm.
season. Libra season will be over.
It will
Shoot.
still be Libra season because you have
Okay.
to remember we're on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio.
Yeah.
So we can still celebrate.
Okay. I just saw somebody recently said the two that really don't get along is Libra and I think it was Scorpio.
That can't possibly be. Well, for us, we're both. We're right on the cusp. So we have
Yeah.
Libra and Scorpio, in us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know what Scorpio means though. I just
Yeah,
always feel like
and
such a
I,
Libra.
I, I wish y'all could see the look that she just gave me as I was saying that. She
Like,
didn't
I don't
blink.
know. I
She was
do. I
like,
was
"I
like,
don't
huh?
understand."
Huh?
I'm like, "Blink, Mary Payne. Blink once if you need help." So,
Oh, I need help. All right. All right, everybody. Follow us on Instagram and make sure to listen to us tomorrow when I talk about 90 day before the 90 days with Kimberly
mhm.
of A Date with Dateline. And be sure to listen on Thursday when I talk to Sarah Colonna of Are You My Podcast about everything Bravo and pop culture. That's it. Okay.
Yay!
See you later, Keisha. Bye.
Bye.